If you have ever thought about building and monetizing an audience online, and that could be anywhere, whether it's an audience on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter or X or Twix or whatever we're calling it now. Heck, it could be a popular blog. Could be that you have an email list. But if you've ever thought about building an audience and making lots of money from it, then you want to watch this video. Because in it, I'm not going to only talk about how to build an audience, but for those of you who have an audience and you really want to monetize them. Because let's face it, it is awesome to have attention from a group of like-minded people that you have fun with, you enjoy spending time with, but what about making the money, right? So you'd be shocked how many creators, how many influencers there are out there on the web with big audiences, and they're making next to nothing. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to make the maximum amount of profit starting quickly right out of the gate. I started out with a small audience myself, and I'm going to tell you how I leveraged that small audience into over $1 million a year in income. Interested in that? Stick around and we'll get right into it. All right, now the first thing I want to talk about is there are two big problems. Once you have built an audience, assuming that you have been posting in social media and you're starting to build an audience, you're generally going to run into two main problems. First up, you might not be making nearly as much money as you thought. You might have thought that it would have been very lucrative and very profitable to build that audience. You might be shocked at how little you're making. And if you're in that boat, we're going to fix that for you. And then the second problem that you might have is you're borrowing someone else's audience. And in many cases, if you're getting traffic from YouTube, for example, or Instagram, or TikTok, or maybe you're relying on Google search traffic, you're borrowing someone else's audience. And if you don't solve that like that, you could lose that audience. YouTube wakes up on the wrong side of the bed, and fairly or unfairly, you get a penalty, you get a strike, you get a ban, and that happens on all of the platforms. And you've lost your audience overnight. And so what I'm going to cover today solves both of these problems. Not only how to build your audience, but how to make it your own. No matter what horrible thing might happen with social media, whether it's a temporary or permanent ban somewhere, or some copyright strike, or whatever trouble that you might be having with an audience, how do you capture that audience and make it yours so you'll never lose it? So we'll be talking about both of those today. I have a slide deck with a bunch of some case studies, some training, and some other information. And I want to let you know that I'm going to make it available to you 100% free. So if you would like to get the deck that I'm about to share with you, including all the references, resources, any show notes we might have, then all you need to do is subscribe to our free newsletter. It is absolutely 100% free. All you need to do is head on over and subscribe. And to find it, just go to pushbutton.ai/subscribe. That's pushbutton.ai/subscribe. Also, I'll pop the link to it down in the description below so that you can click it, make that easy. But all you got to do is subscribe over there. It's a free newsletter. It's called Ingeniosity. We send it out every week, and it's packed full of trends and the latest on how to build and grow a successful business. So get that for free, and let's continue. Okay, so in this deck, we're going to be walking through exactly what you need to do to properly capture and monetize an audience from any of the current platforms. So first up, now, making money doing what you love is the ultimate dream. And when you have captured an audience in a niche market that you're passionate about or that you have interest in, it's a hobby, maybe it's a profession or something that you're knowledgeable about, when you have that audience and you can just enjoy hanging out, spending time, educating, enlightening, entertaining that audience, and you can make a good amount of money doing it, right? But sadly, most creators today are not. Most of them are making just a tiny fraction of what they thought they would, except for guys like Jack Butcher. Now, Jack Butcher is a guy behind a social media brand called Visualize Value. So he actually put out graphics, infographics, things like this through his channels, and he built an okay following. So Jack was able to actually take his following that he built and pull in over $40,000 in just 7 days, all by the method we're going to talk about here today. So here is actually a tweet from him where he said that he's sharing with the audience about his launch that he did of a product that he launched called Design Fundamentals, which I'll explain more about in a minute. He made $43,659 with this strategy. And it is absolutely possible for you to make money as a content creator or influencer or whatever you would like to call it. You could do this just like Jack, but the question is how? How do you properly monetize an audience like this? Making money as a content creator is one of the most amazing opportunities in today's economy, but there's a couple of problems with it that we talked about before. Number one, you're borrowing someone else's audience. They're not yours. As long as you continue to engage with them on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok or Twitter or X or whatever we're calling it, they are just a borrowed audience. If you offend the platform, then you could lose that entire audience. And two, there are lots of creators with big audiences who just don't know how to properly make money. So we're going to cover exactly how you do that. You do it simply by giving away cool stuff for free. Sounds simple, right? And actually, when you follow the training I'm about to give you, it is. It is fairly straightforward, fairly simple, and we're going to show you today how you can even use AI to help you do this. Now, the technique that I use, this is straight out of my playbook that I have been using for over 20 years now. I give away free stuff. I give away stuff that's valuable. I give away things that are enlightening, educational, entertaining to some degree. And I do that to incentivize for people to communicate with me. Meaning, if I meet them on YouTube, I'd love to get them on my newsletter email list, or I love to get them to sign up to my SMS text messaging list, or other ways of being able to communicate with them. And that's how we take an audience, move it off of social media and capture it. And the number one strategy is to get them to join your email list, okay? And then you can see a little quote from Alex Hormozy. He says, if you're starting out, give your stuff away for free. When people say no, ask them why. This is a great marketing tool to learn your way as you go. If you can't give something away and people aren't willing to sign up to get it for free, you really need to know why so that you can fix and improve that. It helps you build your audience faster and helps you resonate with them, and it helps you make more money much faster. So that's exactly what I did. So I took a small audience that I built, and this is going back some years ago there was a live streaming platform called Ustream that has since been bought up, but I built a small audience from there, and I took that audience and I leveraged it into something that generates over $1 million a year in revenue. Now, I used a very special technique that allowed me to go from renting my audience. Instead, I turned it into an audience that I owned, and I've gone on to make millions of dollars as a result. And I've used techniques like this in many different niche markets over and over again. And over the years, I've generated over $100 million cumulatively across all of my different businesses. And this was the core beginning strategy of every one of those businesses, was to give something away of value, entertaining, enlightening, educational, whatever it might be, and to give it away for free to initiate and build my own audience, to capture my audience. As an example, here's another case study we can look at. This is Dickie Bush, and he actually makes $500,000 a month doing this, $500,000 to $600,000 every month by giving away a free email course and then upselling his students on paid offers. And that's what we're going to get into today, is how can you do this? Even if you don't know the first thing about how to write a course, how to create content, how to do this kind of stuff, I'm going to go in depth and show you exactly what to do step by step so that you can actually have your own giveaway, a giveaway that is valuable, a giveaway that will set you up to capture your audience and then make a lot of money from them. For me, I believe you should give away an actual course. And this is for a lot of reasons. First off, it's a lot of value. It's also something that can be broken down. You have a course, you break it into modules, and your audience can consume it one module at a time. It also is a great way to have a bond with them. When they actually go through your course, it is an experience where they begin to know, like, and trust you. They recognize you as a person of authority, and it really does cement that bond when you've pulled them off of social media and you're now engaging with them on other channels and through giving a course away for free. And you know, there's a lot of people that sell courses. And in fact, there's even a lot of backlash in social media about selling courses. But when you lead by giving the course away for free, it creates an awesome bond with your audience. And then it's an awesome way to move them off into your own list. So when you do it this way, these tend to be really valuable leads. It's a much more valuable lead than, say, giving away a free report or a little downloadable PDF or something. People that commit to taking an entire course, they're investing time, which indicates they're interested in you and what you have to offer. Now, again, if you're not sure what to write about or how to put this all together, I'm going to explain it in detail in just a little bit. And this actually helps you establish authority in your niche, in your industry. Now, you can also repurpose the content of this giveaway course. You can take out little bits and pieces and share it for free on social media, and then have people go download it to get the entire course. Also, it allows you to cross-promote products. So imagine, for example, you are in the survival or the prepper niche, and you have a course that is all about how to bug out of town for people who live in the city, head out into the wilderness and survive, right? Let's say you're doing a course, a free giveaway course on that. There are probably lots of products that someone might want to buy who was interested in that. The kit, the outdoor supplies, the bug out bag itself that you pack all your stuff and head out of town, you bug out. All of these things are products that you can plug right in your course. You're going to give the course away and load it chock full of what are called affiliate links. And when people click those links and they buy the products, you get paid a commission. So you can actually make money right straight out of the course that you're giving away for free. And then once the person has consumed the course, you've made money from affiliate links that are sprinkled throughout it. But now you can sell them more and more and more stuff. And we'll get into a little bit more about that and how you actually make these. The other thing that I find that this tends to do is it builds a loyal audience. When you give away this much value, you give away an entire valuable course for free, it builds loyalty. The very first step is once you know your niche market, your niche, depending upon if you say it properly or not, but I'll say niche. So once you know your niche, who are you going to serve? Then you dig in. And step one is to find 5 of the biggest problems that they face related to your niche market. So, this might be in the prepping and survival market. What are the 5 biggest things that people have problems about being prepared? And some examples might be they don't know the first thing about what to do to get started. Maybe they don't know which products are the ones that they should be using. Maybe they're unsure of when they bug out of town where they should go, right? There's probably, I'm just making this up and guessing, but I'm going to talk in a minute a specific way of how you can dig in and find these problems, okay? So you find 5 problems and 5 goals that your niche market or your audience has. So you have a total of 10, 5 problems, 5 goals. Okay, and what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna show you how to use any of the major AI tools out there. And in this case, we're gonna use ChatGPT, but you could use Anthropic's Claude, Google Gemini. There's a lot of different choices out there. You can use any of them to do what I'm about to show you. But again, I'll demonstrate it using OpenAI's ChatGPT. So all you need to do is you come in here and you describe who your audience is. And we start with, you are an expert at market research. And we want to spell expert correctly. Please help me investigate the market of people who are interested in, and now you describe your audience. And in this case, I'll do survivalism and prepping, particularly those who want to learn how to bug out and survive in a catastrophe. Please give me a list of their biggest problems related to this. And that's it. So we were telling the AI about the audience, and then we're asking them or him, her, whatever, whoever it is, to give us this list. And it's going to give you a list. And it's pretty darn good. So you can see here, we have lack of knowledge and skills, right? That was my speculation, and I was right. Inadequate preparedness, financial constraints. It goes on and on. And so at this point, what you want to do is pick 5, the 5 that seem like the most important, the most valuable, the biggest problems that they might have. And you pick them, copy and paste them into a Microsoft Word or a Google Doc or whatever it is you want to put it to save it off to the side. So we're going to take those biggest problems. So we're going to narrow it down to the top 5. Okay. And if you already have an audience, you do the same thing. You don't have to like make it up and pick a niche. You can just describe and tell the AI about your audience. There's a second part of this, and that is we're going to also find their goals, right? So we have their 5 problems now. And now we're going to say, right in the same window, now please tell me about the biggest goals, especially those that might have some kind of emotion attached to them. That's important because if we want to market and persuade them, they're going to be much more likely to be persuaded about things they have emotion attached to. So we're going to submit that. And here we go. Got the same thing. It's going to make me a list. So now, again, I do the same thing. I go through this list and I pick out 5. I pick out 5 of the ones that I think are the best or the biggest, the most juicy, the ones that I personally, want to talk to my audience about. Pick 5. And so now you've got your 5 problems and your 5 goals. Now, step 2, this can be a little bit confusing when we talk about a benefit. And so think of a benefit as something very simple. Once someone solves the problem or achieves the goal, what do they get? What is the emotional state they experience? What is the, do they get a tangible physical benefit, right? Do they get an experience? Do they get a feeling? Do they get an emotion? Do they have a sense of security? Do they feel like they can protect and provide for their family? The more emotional it can be, the more experience driven it is, the better. Now, tangible benefits are good, right? Like maybe the tangible benefit is you have a new car, okay? But then think about all the emotional benefits that go along with having a new car. There are lots of them. People often buy cars and make choices about cars for purely emotional reasons, whether that's because of safety and security of their family, or whether it's because they want to have a status symbol, or whether they're a young guy who wants to hot rod around town to show off, but largely, a lot of those decisions are actually driven by emotion. So again, the benefits are something that is, in the best case, has an emotion attached, or at least an experience attached to it. Much more than just the tangible physical products, it's the emotion attached as well. And so what we can do now is we can do the same thing. We can go to AI and we can discover the benefits attached to the unique problems and goals that we picked before. So I'm going to do this very quickly just to demonstrate as an example. So you can come back into a new window and feed ChatGPT your previous 5 problems and goals. Or in this case, just really quickly, I'm going to ask it to do this for me in the same window. So I'm just going to say, please take 5 problems and 5 goals from above and give me a benefit they would experience if they solved that problem or achieved that goal. Pay particular attention to the emotions they might experience. And submit that. And now we're going to get that. Okay. So an example here, handling their lack of knowledge and skills would give them confidence, empowerment, and security. Right? So this is a huge deal. So, and it describes the benefit and tells you more about the emotion. Now, why are we doing this? That is the million-dollar question. Quite literally, the million-dollar question. If we understand the deep desires of our audience in ways that maybe they don't even fully communicate or talk about with others, but if we really have a deep understanding of the problems they want to solve, the goals they want to achieve, and those feelings, those experiences, those benefits that they want to get, and then we can create a course that offers to help them with these things. That's what we're going to be doing here. And that we're going to then give away to them. Can you see why doing it this way, where you're going to give them something of such immense value, something that is so personally important to them that it helps to build loyalty and a bond with you? Now, many people would tell you to sell this course, and you certainly could. But in this case, I recommend giving it away for free. So let's continue. Step 3. Now with this one, we're going to come up with a lesson that covers each of the 5 problems and 5 goals. So a total of 10 lessons that we're going to create. And we're going to create one lesson about each of those problems, those goals, the emotional benefits attached to them, and then we're going to help them. Now, I want you to realize that this doesn't mean that in the lesson, you're going to solve their life's problems. All right. Chances are, in a course, especially you're going to give away for free, you're not going to completely, crack a lifelong problem and a deep-seated emotional goal and handle it in a short little lesson. But what you can do is enlighten them about it, educate them about it, and move them closer, giving them the knowledge that they need, the feeling of confidence that they need, a little bit of insight into what they should do next. And you're just moving them ever so gently closer to solving that problem or achieving that goal. And that's really all you can do. Now, if you can create a lesson that actually solves the problem and actually gives this massive impact on their lives, then do that. By no means should you hold back, but you don't have to, is my point. We just need to get them closer, get them more educated, get them feeling more confident about it, and moving them closer to those things. And so with these lessons, the same thing can be done here with AI. We can go into AI, we can give the AI some information. We could say, here's the problem that we're trying to solve. Here is the niche market that we're trying to help. Please create a lesson for a course and that helps them solve this problem and achieve this benefit. And then the AI can create that course or that lesson for you. And you're going to do that 10 times, one for each lesson. What I like to do when I'm generating my lessons is I like to break them into pieces. So I'll ask ChatGPT to give me an outline and say, hey, if I want to do, create a lesson that helps someone solve having more confidence and knowledge about what they need to do to be prepared, what are the 5 things I should talk about? And I ask it to break it down. And that's a great way to do it. I break it down, each lesson into 5 pieces, and then I have the AI write each of those 5 pieces. I put them all together, and that becomes my lesson, okay? And now you got to sell it. But you can do that with the AI as well, because you're now armed with all of the important information that should go into a sales letter. So you can literally just go to ChatGPT and say, here are the emotional problems and goals. Here are the benefits my audience is seeking. I want to give this course away for free. And you still need to sell it, right? Even though you're giving it away for free, you need to make a page that sells it, right? Use air quotes, sells it. So that when someone reads it, they're like, oh, I want that. And then they see, and it's free? Wow, that's cool. And then they take it for free. And to do this, you can literally type the information you've learned back into ChatGPT and say, hey, I want to tell someone about this course. Write a sales letter that explains how valuable it is and then gives it away for free. And then it will do that for you. And it'll write all those contents for you. So we're going to pull that package together now. And there are a lot of ways to do that. My favorite way to do this is with WordPress and a plugin in WordPress called Sensei. So if you don't know what these things are, don't worry about it. But WordPress is a tool that helps you build and run websites. And Sensei is what's called a learning management system. So also called an LMS, which helps you put courses in that people can take on your website. So I recommend you set up a WordPress website, use a tool called Sensei, and you can load up all your lessons, your sales letter, and all that stuff on there so that you can launch it. Now, there is an alternative that I want to talk about. There is an AI tool, and full disclosure, it is my tool. I am the founder and creator of it. but there is a way to do what I just talked about and a lot more hands-free. So how would you like to learn how to do this? The market research, the problems and goals, the benefits, creating the course, creating a 12-module course, not just 10 modules, a 12-module course, writing every single lesson, publishing it all, creating a video lesson, creating an audio lesson, creating the logo for your new website, launching it all, even hooking it up to an email system that can email all of the people who sign up to get your free course. And what if it could do it like that? Well, that's exactly what our new tool, PushButton AI, does for you. And with PushButton AI, it can literally build all of this, your entire giveaway course, all the materials that goes with it. It sets up your website, builds the site, designs the site, helps you pick a domain name, creates your logo, writes a 30-day email sequence for you to follow up with all the people that joined your mailing list, and lots more. And it does it all. All you have to do is answer 2 questions and you hit a button and the rest is done by the AI. It's magical. And so if you would like to learn how to do this so that you can monetize your own audience, so that you can build your own audience and monetize an audience. Maybe you haven't even started building an audience yet, and this has got you so excited that you want to jump in and do this. Well, I'll teach you inside PushButton AI exactly how to do that. So if you don't yet have an audience, I will teach you how to build one and then monetize it with this strategy. And the beauty of this is when you give away these courses for free, every person ends up on your email list. They must sign up to get the course for free and they're on your email list, and you now can communicate with them separately from the social media channel. So if you got them from Facebook, you now have a separate way to communicate with that person. They came from Instagram or YouTube or wherever they came from, you have now captured that audience and you have them on your list. I can tell you that this is by far the most profitable thing I ever did in my businesses. A large part, more than half of the income of those $100 million in revenue that I've made has come as a result of me capturing that audience and having them on an email list. So I highly recommend this. If you'd like to learn more about PushButton AI, you have 2 choices. Choice 1, if you would like to watch a free masterclass, we actually have that going on right now. So you can go register, sign up, watch the masterclass, learn all about how the tool works, and see a presentation from me about that tool. And to get that, you'll just go to pushbutton.ai/free class. That's pushbutton.ai/free class. And we'll pop that link into the description below as well, so you can easily tap it and go check that out. And the other option that you have is to sign up to jump on one-on-one, have a demo where we'll show you exactly how the technology works. We'll show you how you use it to build a course that you can either give away or sell. We'll show you how it does all of this stuff for you hands-free, because I've made some pretty big, bold claims here. And so I think a lot of people would like to just see it with their own eyes live on a Zoom call. So if you'd like to jump on live with someone and learn more about how this works, we'll even give you a marketing plan. We'll talk through what you're trying to accomplish, and you'll walk away with a free marketing plan. And maybe, if it's a good fit, we'll invite you in to join our early access program, and you can get PushButton AI from there. So those are the 2 choices. Choice 1, attend the free masterclass. Choice 2, sign up and get a live one-on-one demo. And we'll put that down below as well. But the link to get the demo, by the way, is pushbutton.ai/demo. So you have those 2 choices. And it is pushbutton.ai/free class or /demo. Either one gets you to those places. And I hope this content was useful. I hope you got some value out of it. And I want to remind you that if you're not yet a subscriber, tap that red subscribe button, because we release content like this all the time. And I hope to see you in one of my future videos. And if you got value today, please hit that like button. It does really help with the YouTube algorithm to help get the word out. I'm building a community around this channel, and I hope to keep growing my audience here. And if you have any questions at all about how to use this strategy, drop them in the comments and let me know your biggest, juiciest questions, or even if they're little questions, any questions that you have for me about this strategy, pop those into the comments as well. And I look forward to seeing you in our next video. Goodbye for now. So for those of you who are not yet a PushButton AI customer, then you need to check this out. And all you need to do is go to pushbutton.ai/demo, pushbutton.ai/demo, and you can get a live one-on-one appointment to get on Zoom and see this powerful technology in action. And with PushButton AI, it will build an entire business from bottom to top. Everything you need, from your domain name to your logo to videos to audio lessons, an entire course that you can sell as your own, a 30-day email sequence that it writes. You can send a daily email for 30 days, all written by AI, and a whole lot more. It writes your sales page. If you're not sure how to write an expert sales page to convince people to buy stuff, it writes it for you. It writes a free report that you can give away to get subscribers to your list. It even creates and writes the opt-in subscription page to get people to subscribe to get the free report. And it goes on and on and on. It even writes your first 10 blog posts for you, and it can do so much more. Social media posts, ads, all of these things are done, and all you have to do is answer a couple of questions and push a button. Now, PushButton AI is not available to the public at the time of recording this video. And the only way to get in is by invite to our behind-the-scenes beta access. And during your live demo, we'll show you the technology. We'll actually work with you to actually map out an entire course that you could sell as your own. We'll outline the course with you together on the one-on-one Zoom call. And then if you so decide, if you're a good fit, you can come in, join our PushButton AI beta program, and be in business with that very course by the next day. Go to pushbutton.ai/demo to figure out if this powerful technology is right for you. You can register there. You'll book an appointment in the calendar. Be sure you show up. Our team will be very excited to meet you and show you how the tech works, outline your new course for you, and hopefully it's a fit and we can work together to launch your next business.